Alright, and we're back. Alright, Joe. Time to go into the red door that you've been asking for this whole time.
Yeah. You're late, Makoto! We've all been waiting for you!
I bet you were afraid to be discovered as the murderer you are.
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet! Save that for the class trial! There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime!
It's already decided it's your crime.
So they already are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment?
Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school.
Yo! You finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Not even close. It's total shit.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now! Hurry up! Giddy up, boy, giddy!
We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial.
Alright, it's gonna begin. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. Do you have any theories about like how this thing went down so far?
No.
Nothing?
I really don't.
Wow, you're a bad detective.
I am a bad detective.
You're a bad
That's why I'm
detective.
not a detective.
Oh, you're a terrible detective. Alright. Oh yeah, and I wanted to explain to you like how like my rulings with you, right?
Yeah.
So basically when you do like the class trials, like you could basically get some of the answers by like guessing them. Like with like
Okay.
process of eliminations. I don't want you to do that.
Okay.
So even if you happen to get the right answer, I'm gonna stop you and then I want you to think about like why that's the correct answer. Instead of like the game telling you why it's the right answer. Okay?
yeah.
Got that? Alright. I want you to like critically understand why like this is like the correct answer. Okay? Alright. That's like my one challenge for you. Alright. Your first class trial, Joe. I'm so excited. All rise. Alright.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial, so your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Yeah, no Makoto.
Of course!
Okay then! Everyone close their eyes! And whoever did it, raise your hand! What?
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hands? Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they get left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about the other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line.
Make your argument. Evidence of a struggle.
What am I supposed to do?
Just waiting.
Oh, just waiting. Huh? Something's off about what was just said. Because if Sayaka hadn't resisted at all, there's no explanation for what happened to my room.
For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to stop and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within the group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice?
Yeah.
Did you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement.
Okay. And I need to go to the bathroom because this is very confusing.
It's okay, I'll explain after they explain it. After you take a leak.
Alright.
As per usual.
As per usual. It's a trial nerves.
It's a trial nerves, yeah. You see our truth bullet right here, it says evidence of a struggle. So if you press the X button, you see this, right? Evidence of a struggle.
Yeah.
This is the, like, these truth bullets, they're not arbitrary. They always, like, refer to a truth bullet that's in one of our files. So you really want to read this if they have it out. So evidence of a struggle says that there are a number of scratches and gouges on the bed and walls in Makoto's room. So when they say evidence of a struggle, this is referring to the fact that Makoto's room was full of, like, scratches and, like, damage, okay? So now let's look at what Chihiro said right here. So everyone's talking, oh, Makoto's room is the place of the murder. In that bathroom, that's where, like, Sayaka died. So look carefully to what, like, Chihiro is saying right here. She didn't even have a chance to resist, is what Chihiro just said, right? The idea here is, like, she said, oh, she didn't even have a chance to resist. That's not true, right? Because there was an evidence of a struggle, right? So if Sayaka didn't have a chance to resist, there wouldn't be any scratches or, like, damage on the wall, because she would have just been killed straight out without, like, any, like, evidence of retaliation. Evidence of a struggle says that there's evidence that Sayaka may have like resisted against like the murderer, right? So what you do
I assert that no one was murdered!
is after you read Kiyotaka's word, you take this and then you press the Y button to shoot it into the statement, and it counters that statement.
Yeah.
That's how this whole thing
Break.
works. Break.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
And now the trial progressed because we just refuted some statement with an evidence,
Oh, okay.
right? And then now we're refuting the fact that, hey, Chihiro, there was actually an evidence that there was a struggle.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got
Alright.
it.
It gets more complicated, so I'll explain as we go.
With the way things have been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So, you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job. Damn. That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next? Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka.
What was used to kill Sayaka, do you remember?
Was it a knife?
Let's carry on. So then let's see if like your theory is correct. Let's see if that truth bullet's there. Kitchen knife set. Yeah. Pretty much, right? So again, we'll read it
What
once
was
through,
used to
okay?
kill her?
Okay. We'll read it once through, don't do anything.
There's some kind of sharp object tossed into her stomach! Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon!
So the killer used some random knife they had on it. That was my dialogue, you little bitch. How could you do anything something like that? Such a bitch. You read my dialogue, dude. Mondo's my character.
It was an object that was thrust into Sayaka's stomach.
And yeah, don't rush. There's no need to rush. Like, you have plenty of time.
Almost certainly the knife that disappeared from a certain location. So it was used to kill her. There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach! Without a doubt, that is a murder weapon!
So some killer used some random knife they had on him. So it's not some random
No,
knife.
it's not some random
Yeah,
knife.
we know what type of knife it is.
Yeah. No, I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm most positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing. Which means that the knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. You could sorta see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a chicken knife. A kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife. But where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of a crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second,
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want, it's not gonna change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that? ... She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere. just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer.
Make your argument. I'll always account.
I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was a murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto's have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it secret when nobody was in the dining hall. Wait, don't shoot yet! Don't shoot yet!
Wait, stop it for a second.
Why?
I told you to don't do anything in the
wait?
first one.
Oh,
Yeah, hold on, wait. Hold on. All right. Do you understand why that worked?
why?
Always account.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I always account was that Makoto wasn't in the... She didn't see Makoto in the dining hall.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why I hit it.
Okay.
That's why I hit it.
I just wanted to make sure that you knew what you were doing and not
Yeah, I
just
knew what I was
shooting.
doing. No,
Okay,
I
okay.
knew what I was doing.
All right.
Because I knew I
Okay,
read
okay.
the truth bullet
All right. Okay.
in the prep.
Actually, I have one more question to ask you about this. Then, who do you think took the knife?
Right now, I think it's Leon.
Think it's Leon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Also, because, like, you know the numbers that she
Mm-hmm.
wrote? If you look at it in reverse, it looks like his
name?
name.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think it's Leon?
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
Right
Because
now. Because he keeps saying it's Makoto.
this is all I'm gonna say. This is a pretty important part of the trial. So.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I think.
All right,
I don't know if
all
I'm
right.
right. I don't know
All
if
right.
I'm right
All
at
right.
all.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you kill Sayako?
Kill Sai. No, Makoto didn't kill Sai. What are you talking about?
Okay. Wait, hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh? I have no clue what you're talking about. Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier? Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah. Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct? Yeah, that's right. And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall? No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there. The knife disappeared while Hino was in the dining hall, while I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto were in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl?
It's a pretty accurate description of her. No offense.
Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murderer is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it. Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good point.
Aw, good grief. Enough already. No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case. Oops. Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
Hey, kid. That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea. I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's me. Right. But then, couldn't either of them have grabbed the knife? Actually, no, because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night. I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking. I just asked her to stay over.
Got a sleepover.
Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations? We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together! It's unwholesome! But I'm a girl.
Aw, Kiyotaka, you sexist? Isn't it obvious?
What? You are? Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry!
At least you apologized. But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility, right, Hina? Oh yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore. Junko. Someone who's not here? Are you talking about Sayaka? She's the one who came to the dining hall, and then later she wound up dead. Is this Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... Do I have to choose here?
Yeah, choose.
I think it's Sayaka.
That's what they said, right?
Yeah, should I just...
Yeah, A button.
That Sayaka is the one who took the knife? That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight into the kitchen. As she left, she said she wanted a drink of water, but most likely... And the person who took the knife was the victim herself! I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See, he did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
So that's how you would twist the argument and send us all in the wrong direction, Mr. Naegi. You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? They convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto's the killer, wouldn't you say? Because, you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer. Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about? What is this? What do you think they're talking about? The Kyoko's talking about.
The struggle?
The struggle?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Right, Joe? You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Right, Joe? It was so obvious. What are you talking about, Joe? Oh, your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. You know why it's called Hangman Gambit? We're playing Hangman.
Okay.
What's the word, Joe? What's the word? You gotta start with this letter right here. What letter goes in there, Joe? You gotta keep shooting it, because you see it's yellow right now, right? You gotta keep shooting it until, like, you hit it when it's red. What's the word, Joe?
Hair.
Hair.
There was no hair there.
Yeah,
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
I'll let Kyoko do the explaining.
Oh, here we go. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
Remember Kyoko brought that up?
Yeah.
In the investigation, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
That's what they're talking
Right,
about here. So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene, if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not? No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just the hair.
Yes, very true. Very true.
Okay then, why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there. Wait, then that means... Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same. Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
But are you sure that we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right? Yeah. Then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her. And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it? What do you mean? It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke.
What did they break?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Nice.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right? Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob? The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed and the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean? In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have to break is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see. Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully, that will help you understand.
Hyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here?
Bathroom door frame. The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom. Then the killer ran after her, and they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
Where's my dialogue? It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it.
We already know the answer.
Right.
It's not because the door was locked. No, there's a different reason entirely.
See if you can figure out which one to shoot. Nice, Joe. Nice. You're good at this.
No, I wanted to look at the whole thing first and then do it.
Alright.
But yeah, it was that one.
Yeah.
The reason my bathroom door didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right? Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck. Huh? What are you talking about? My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door? That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked, so they tore apart the doorknob to get in. Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms. The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. So they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the most important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was a killer must not have realized that it was my room.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, because things got flipped.
All right, there we go. Okay. All right, okay.
What? Are you saying that the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door! And they would have had to break through! So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident, but the killer must have been considerably confused with no idea how they actually got the door opened. Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time to break down a door that wasn't even locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility. So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms? Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, you stupid dumbass. Y'all wrong.
Y'all wrong. Okay, then who did do it? I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving. But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules! Majority rules? Do you really think that's a good idea? Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You don't gotta sound so disappointed. It's fine, it's fine! Just ask your question! Oh yeah, okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how'd the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place? Yes, how did the killer get inside?
Before we move on, stop there. Do you have any clue how the killer got inside? Because that was the question I think I asked you earlier too.
Yeah, shit.
How did the killer get inside? Into Makoto's room.
Into Makoto's room?
Yeah.
I don't know. How did they get in?
Crappy detective.
I am a crappy
Crappy detective.
Crappy detective.
Alright, well,
that answer I don't know.
Time to find out then, okay. Alright, let's move on.
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right? I don't think so! That seems way too convenient!
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable!
Fine, how about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh ho! Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because...
Do you remember why?
Because he told her not to.
Yeah. Which one? Yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah. Very good. No miss so far, Joe. Pretty good.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone.
Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe that she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility? There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? I found a notepad during my research, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man, I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap, I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it. Then either it was Makoto, who lived there, or Sayaka, who switched rooms for a single night. So Makoto, did you write this? Did you write it, Makoto?
No.
Did you? Did you?
No, I didn't, but...
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature. Ooh.
Shit. Then, that note... Sayaka wrote it? But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If I got an invitation like that from the Ultimate Hoxization, what young man could resist? Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened. Huh? What makes you say that? Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention. Make your argument. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says my room. I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly, the room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would have not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way. The killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that had to be because the wall switched between Maya and Sayaka's rooms. Oh my god, this is really what the hell is going on?